So here we are again.
Yay!
Every Wednesday it's like we're drained and dead and...
I feel like this is part of our corporate identity to be kind of drained and very low energy. It's like part of the business concept.
If you feel that way as well, let's connect. Okay, so but what's the topic of the day, kind of?
Topic of the day is the one question that everyone has to face
Someday.
throughout their life, which is
What's your ideal job?
yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
And we thought jobs, what are the best jobs of INFJs? INFJs, sorry.
Like people be like,
what is an INFJ?
yeah, so that's the question of the day. And there's like a few different jobs that like pop up when you ask that question to like the internet. So we want to discuss them today and see whether we agree or not.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
So you want to start?
Yeah, I think like the most common answer is something like a therapist or a counselor.
Yeah.
And I mean, it makes total sense.
Yeah, I also wrote that down actually because I didn't even have to Google it to know like it has to
like
be
obvious.
a therapist because it's like
We're natural therapists, really.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
But it's like a one-on-one talk with a person and you get to figure them out, and I feel like that's a profession we already have.
Yeah, it's something we do like
unintentionally.
Yeah, we already do just like that,
yeah.
Kinda. I mean, I feel like it would still be a challenge to like talk all day, every day, with like socialize with someone.
But most of the time you're just listening.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not the same as like you're having a chat with a neighbor or something like that, but it would still be draining.
Yeah,
especially because it's like it is a training situation for like a person that's being counseled, and for you as well.
And I feel like if there is a person with you that you don't have a connection with them, it's like it would be really hard to just talk to them and be like, oh, but I don't want to talk to you, please. That you don't understand, kind of.
Yeah, that you cannot bond with.
Bond with them.
Yes. So, I mean, like, there's probably not one perfect job that has it all, and it obviously completely depends on the person.
Yeah, and there's not one job that fits perfectly to one MBTI type.
No, but I think what we're trying to do here is to find the perfect job for the stereotypical INFJ that doesn't really exist.
Or maybe it does, but
yeah, but like for this cartoon character, like this green
old guy.
Yeah, with the beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to find a job for him. Trying to do him a favor. Yeah. Because we're nice people.
We want to help other people.
Yeah, so therapist, counselor, that's
probably a good option.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, kind of.
Yes.
Should I?
Yeah, do you have any... anything in particular?
I have maybe I thought of an artist.
Yeah.
Because things that, or not artist in a like drawing, painting, or as well, but not only, but also like doing stuff like this podcast or being a photographer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like just something creative.
Yeah.
Where you can work with imaginary worlds.
I thought like when you're an artist, you can live in your mind like the whole time, kind of.
Yeah, kind of, but also, like, you have to also make stuff happen in order to be successful.
Okay.
You can't just only think.
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem with, like, there's this kind of joke that INFPs are like, every INFP has a book in their head, but they will never write it. But everyone, like,
Has it?
yeah, and wants to write it, but they never do because they're too much in their head. Because if it's like only your head, that's like not enough.
Yeah.
And also only having a concept or a vibe, it's also not enough vibe. Like, you need a story, or like
True.
you need to complete the work. You need to fill in all those nasty little details as well.
Yeah, but I just wanted, I meant that you, when you're like a dentist, you have to do like all this stuff.
Yeah, like that's like one of the worst options, really.
But if you're an artist, you do something that you like really enjoy. That's more probably a little more niche, not like a dentist or I don't know what else jobs there are, and you just can focus on your thing. It's your thing, kind of.
Yeah, it's something very subjective, and not like, because I guess dentists, for example, all have to work in a specific manner that applies to every dentist.
Yeah.
Like, you can't, there's probably only one way to pull out a tooth.
Yeah.
So you can't just be creative about it, I think.
Yeah. Let's try something new. True.
Yeah. So you have to be very accurate, and that's something not so appreciated by INFJs, I think, or like intuitive types in general.
So dentist would be one of the jobs that INFJ would not like?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Like, something very, very, where you have to be very accurate, something that's very, like an accountant or something like that, something very, very
bureaucracy thing.
Yeah. That, I mean, maybe something like a manager, because I feel like, I mean, they're not, like, it's not a thing like therapists. Like, INFJs are often,
a typical job for INFJs.
yeah, that they are often associated with.
Okay.
That's more of a ENTJ or ESTJ kind of thing. But, like, organizing stuff and, like, being in control of something, I feel like INFJs do have a natural talent for that, but it's still something, because then they have to, something very, where you have to be very present, I guess. Something still very realistic.
And a little draining, I feel like, for INFJs.
Like, just doing phone calls would be enough of a reason not to ever be a manager.
But I thought, like, oh, manager sounds good. But then you said, like, the phone call, and I was like, oh, shit.
Maybe not. Maybe if I would have a secretary who does all these things for me.
Or like,
maybe.
Mom, can you call there and ask if they have a free time slot there and there?
Yeah, well.
Maybe not.
Maybe not quite. Okay. But I did see that a few times pop up, like something like manager kind of related stuff. For some reason, ChatGPT actually did suggest doctor or nurse. But I mean, maybe no, actually not. Because, like, I feel like trying to help people, making them feel good, that's a thing for INFJs. But, like, nurse is something where you have to do stuff. INFJs just rather
think about.
They only want to think about helping you, but not really. No, of course not. But they rather give you advice, or like a therapist
helping
does.
in other ways.
Yeah, not really doing something. Like doing something.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, no.
Maybe something like as, for example, nutritionist. That's
Yeah.
more like where you also counsel someone. So yeah, kind of. Yeah, and then there's a lot of like social work
Yeah,
stuff.
that's something I wrote down as well. But it's also something where you have to do something.
Yeah.
But maybe in the like only not in the social worker where you really help people that are in need, but like somewhere higher where you think about ways to help them and other people do it for you, kinda.
Yeah, I get your meaning. Like you're part of the organization.
Yeah, in the development of helping.
Yeah, like yeah, because INFJs are like idealists that have a vision for a better future, but they're not typically the ones that really make it
happen
physically, I guess. I mean, sure. Like, there's a lot of advocates who did bring great change to the world, but I like
the typical type
I
does
think
not.
the tendency is more like because there are other people who are like more engaged with, like naturally more drawn to talk to people, like ENFJs. They can really have like easily make a connection to people and persuade them. Like that's not the right word, kind of, because it's like sounds like it was forced.
It's deceiving.
Yeah. But they're like
in a good way.
Yeah, they can like start a fire within the people. Like I feel like the INFJ ideally just writes the speech, and then the ENFJ, for example, like delivers the speech.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Or maybe an ENTJ or whatever. So some probably rather extroverted type. I mean, there's like that's just very stereotypical right now.
Mm-hmm.
In a stereotypical way, it would be like that, I guess.
Okay, I have none anymore because you already said all of those.
Yeah, like there's like a section that says business and leadership, and there's also entrepreneur listed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's basically what we said, because the entrepreneur or entrepreneur?
I don't know.
Entrepreneur. Like entrepreneur in French.
Okay.
I have no idea literally. But like this person is like the one with the idea, the vision. So yeah, that's basically it.
But leadership would it be an INFJ thing?
Leadership?
Like being a leader? Or is it
That's something different, I guess.
Yeah, but
Entrepreneur.
But
that's how I think.
Being in a job where you have to have like a leader position, is it something that would be a good job for INFJs or rather not? What do you say? What's your idea?
Like, I think every type can be a leader, really.
Okay, yeah.
In some way or another. I mean, maybe not, like, an INFJ is maybe not stereotypically
a leader.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But, like, INFJs do naturally want to help people, and they want to lead them towards a better future.
Okay, yeah.
So
in some kind of ways there are.
Yeah, and I mean there are many like people that are INFJs, like Gandhi, that can be seen as leaders, I guess.
Okay.
So people, like a lot of people followed them, or Martin Luther King.
Okay, yeah.
And I think they're pretty much leaders, or can be seen
as leaders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. And I mean, I'm sure that like a lot of INFJs say that really have this strong desire to connect with people for this better cause that they have a vision of. So I guess it can be very natural for INFJs.
I guess.
I
Okay.
guess.
Do you have another job, maybe?
Teacher.
Ah, I also saw that, but I would never ever would I be a teacher. So I thought like, no, this can't be.
Yeah, I mean, it can be very draining, very, very unpleasant job at times, I guess.
Yeah.
But it also very much depends on the environment, because
Yeah.
INFJs want harmony, right?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
And I feel like they also would rather prefer a quiet working environment.
Not 1,000 kids screaming and laughing.
Yeah, and it's like, for me it's very hard to be that strict teacher and tell young children to stop and that they are not allowed to do this. That's really hard for me, because I don't want to like break them, kind of.
Or, yeah, destroy the harmony.
Yeah. It probably just is that way, because like when I was a child, I would be very terrified when someone would tell me that even if someone just told me like in a very objective way that that's not like I have to stop, or that I mustn't do that, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, even though they didn't mean to
Yeah.
to hurt me in some way, but like I'm very sensitive to this kind of behavior, so
Yeah.
I still am, actually.
Yeah. I feel you. There's this one time we worked with like a painting, like with a sheet of paper, and we put some painting on there and then folded it and pressed on it, and afterwards like I did this, and a friend told me like, oh, you messed up the whole table, and I saw it that it
the whole color
Yeah.
was built kind of on the table.
Yeah, because I pressed it out of the sheet and it was everywhere.
Oh,
and I was like, the teacher won't be like angry at me. And I thought like, this can happen to everyone, right? Like, you can just put it away and it's gone. And I was like, don't be sad now. And then the teacher, she was like too mad for the situation.
Oh, no.
I thought, and I was like, but I didn't mean it to happen. I'm sorry. And I was like, why did she now? Like, why was she so angry?
Yeah.
There wasn't anything bad. It just happened.
Yeah. Like, it was probably art, something like that.
No, I know it was after school where you still stayed there because your mom is working, and you just did some stuff, and they put this color on there, and
crafting.
Yeah, everyone could do whatever they wanted, and I just did this with my friend, and then this happened.
Yeah, people don't know what they like can cause.
Yeah.
In a child's development. So that's why I'm always so extremely careful when it comes to telling children to stop. Because I know that it, like, when they're like as sensitive as I am, then I know that it can really
hurt them.
Yeah.
Breaks them. Like,
it can break them.
It shatters just.
Yeah, I mean, I guess most people are not that way, but I guess you usually people just treat other people the way they would want
to be treated.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Like how they would view the situation. Okay. Yeah. So.
Yeah, teacher is a meh.
Like one of the worst jobs that for INFJ, or like for me just personally, would be a policewoman, because like this whole job consists of telling people not to do something or putting them in their place.
Yeah, true.
Or like in a train, like
the people who want to see if you have a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would like everyone who doesn't have a ticket, I would be like, whatever.
Next time, right?
Next time you just forgot it, right? Right. Okay, let's move on.
Oh yes.
Oh man.
But I also thought the worst jobs would be like working in a supermarket or working somewhere where you have to see different kind of people all the time, like at the reception at the doctor's office. There are so many people all of the time. They're so different, and you have to be nice to all of them, even if they're not nice to you. And you have to speak to them or like calling and like at the
Yeah.
call center. Oh,
Ooh.
that would be
I mean, that would be like
horrible.
really not suitable for someone like me. Would really suck at this, really, really badly.
Where you have to sell someone something.
Oh no, I wouldn't. I really would be like, I'm sorry that I have to sound so salesy. I don't mean it really. If you don't want to, it's okay. You can just.
But I just
put
wanted
up
to
phone.
tell you something about the product. Please let me beep beep beep. I'd cried 30 times a day probably.
Yeah, this would break me. Like,
Yeah. So all those people I wouldn't survive probably. It would literally drain me if I had to deal with all of them.
yeah, I mean, I feel like really most jobs would drain me, and I'm very reluctant to, even though like some jobs people do just for the money and like that makes total sense. But I'm like, I cannot sell my soul. Like, there must
Yeah.
be some kind of boundary, but like the boundary is like very close. Like there's only
Narrow.
like a very little pool of jobs that I
Would do.
Yeah, I'm like, most jobs would be like, nah,
You're very picky.
I'm very privileged. I mean, like
Yeah, some jobs just
most jobs are.
really. Sometimes I like when I see truckers on the street. I sometimes be like, wow, this job must be so peaceful because you're just alone in your space and you're driving the truck somewhere and then you deliver it there and then you drive home. And then I sometimes I think like this must be so great. But then I think no, there are other people on the street that like could make your life a hell. And then I think maybe not.
There's like this like part about being a trucker where you actually have to drive, and I feel like that's would be the problem for me. Like the rest,
all of the rest would be okay, but the driving thing is the
part,
problem.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure about this.
Yeah, I feel you, but if I wouldn't be that anxious, it would kind of be the perfect job, but I'm too anxious. But yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe in another lifetime.
Yeah, then you once want to become a subway driver.
I love subways, but in the driving there are no other people.
Yeah, I mean you have to be a little careful for the other subways.
Yeah. But I don't want to.
Aside from that.
But then I would have also to drive the subway at freaking 2 p.m. in the morning, and that's also, I'm against that, so maybe not.
I am against driving a subway at 2 a.m.
Personally, I have something against it, so maybe not.
Bus driver.
That would be horrible. That's why I said trucker and not bus driver.
Like in a city, that would be
The death.
literally. This is also like one of the
Taxi driver.
taxi drive. And you even have to. That would be so awkward all the time because like, do you talk to the people or
No, I
not?
would I would not talk only if they would
talk to you.
talk to me, yeah. And then I would also crank the music up and be like, why that would be make 150 euros, please, thank you. Do you have another interesting or?
Art therapist.
Nah.
I don't know.
That would be
exactly
too
what it is,
crazy
but-
for me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what it is, but it sounds very fancy. Interior designer.
Well, maybe as well, yeah. For the visuals.
Yeah. But, I mean, the problem would be that I have a very specific...
Style.
Yeah.
Too.
And I can only advise you on that very specific aesthetic.
Yeah.
And, like, most of modern design is... Like, I cannot help you with that. I'm sorry.
So that's as well. I know.
No.
I know.
Like that meme from, like, Bugs Bunny. No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
So funny.
Yes. Dude. Okay.
Yeah. I think we can wrap it up.
So the conclusion of today is we have no jobs that we want to do, but there are some jobs that are fitting for INFJ types. Maybe there was one that's good for you. Or not. Yeah.
Right.
We hope you like. Oh, you say something.
I say something. Well, I say please cut out the things that I said incorrectly. Please cut it out.
Okay.
Thank you. Other than that, how do we end an episode usually?
I say the sentence and then it ends. Well, you could say, I hope you enjoyed it. We hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you for listening.
No, this is my...
Yeah, I mean, usually you start.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
Or watching.
Or both.
Mm-hmm.
And Ramen. I wanted to say reading, like the last time.
Thank you for reading.
Yeah. I don't know
what. Thank you for reading the description box.
I always invest time to write something. It's very interesting. Check it out.
Do check it out.